Stretching from Yakutat to Dixon Entrance, southeast Alaska is a crazy quilt of islands, mountains, and forest bisected by saltwater fjords, major rivers, and thousands of small salmon streams. Cut off from the rest of civilization, it is as distinct from interior Alaska as it is from the rest of the North American continent. The region is home to some 75,000 people. More than half depend directly or indirectly on the commercial salmon industry. Southeast Alaska fishing operations epitomize the term family business. Many Alaskan households have been at it for generations.
It is a family business in a lot of in the true sense. If the husband is out fishing, then the wife and the other family is probably back tending that end of the business, which he can't do ashore.
It does make it hard, them being gone most of the time in the summer, but you do realize what they're doing is worthwhile and that they are providing an important resource for the state of Alaska.
Today, it is a business challenged not by scarcity, but by natural abundance.
The market is a little bit soft. There's a lot of fish around, and there's ups and downs in the fishery. There always has been. When my dad started fishing, when he was a young man, his father told him, well, you might want to look at some other opportunities because you never can be too sure about the fishing industry, and that was 40 years ago. And you could have said that at any point in history. And it's always been a pretty good business to be in the long term.
Okay, let's rig it up, you guys. We've been blessed with good management, and we've had really good weather as well, and I think those two things are primary reasons why we've been able to sustain these runs and not only keep them at what our historic highs. The last 5 or 6 years we've had record runs, and it's kind of frustrating when you talk to people from other areas and try to describe to them what's going on in Alaska and explain to them that we don't have a problem with endangered species here. We're at high levels of abundance of salmon, and unfortunately I think a lot of people feel that salmon is an endangered species. You hear a lot of press about it, but here in Alaska, especially here in southeastern, we've got record levels of all species of salmon.
I think good management has a lot to do with it. Alaska's, since the mid-70s and the slump we went through in the late 60s, early 70s, they've been on a very aggressive rebuilding program, escapement-based management, and that's been very helpful. And the other thing is just the pristine environment.
I think the reason Alaska can coexist as a large fishing industry, commercial fishing fleet, is because, number one, the environment is 98–99% intact. We don't have the sort of encroachment on habitat that is so essential to biological integrity. And that's the beauty of living and working in a place like this. And so I think that the other thing that works in concert with that is the fact that Alaska is a young state. I believe that state government and policies and statutes that were set up in the early 60s took advantage of sort of the learning curve that occurred down south and in other countries, and have instituted policies and a structure that really protects the wild resources.
The number may go up a little bit, probably not a lot more than we have. The number probably will go down a bit when we get a poor survival year. But the manner in which the fishery is now being managed and the habitat protected, it's a very sustainable resource.